Hey Lions, welcome to the 2025 ASB Candidate Town Hall. I'm your current ASB President, Keely Scoville. Today, we will meet candidates for the next year's ASB Officers, and at the end, you'll get to vote for who you want to lead you as ASB Officers next year.
ASB stands for Associated Student Body, which means these students will be representing every student in St. Helens High School, regardless of their grade, interests, or involvement. Currently, we are also seeking applicants for class officer positions for each of our 4 grade levels to join the ASB team in leadership next year, with a few additional ASB positions that can be appointed after this election to other students as well. In the fall, we will elect class representatives to serve on the Student Council, a group that meets once a month during the year to help leadership make important decisions.
This team of leaders helps plan all the events and experiences that makes SHHS unique, from assemblies, dances, and spirit weeks to fundraisers for local charity organizations. Our leadership students work hard throughout the year to provide a wide variety of experiences to our students.
Now let's take a moment to introduce our current St. Helens High School ASB.
My name is Keely Scoville, and I'm your ASB President.
I'm Clara Warlitz, and I'm your ASB Vice President.
My name is Michaela Hines, and I'm your ASB Treasurer.
My name is Nick McCollum, and I'm your ASB Secretary.
I'm Braden Houston, and I'm your ASB Public Relations.
I'm Elise Miguel Cloninger, and I'm your ASB Philanthropy Co-Coordinator.
I'm Evelyn Moore, your ASB Philanthropy Co-Coordinator.
I'm Rod Rolands, and I'm your ASB Sound Tech.
Each candidate has been asked to prepare an opening introduction video and have been given 3 questions in which we will select one at random for them to answer. Then they will be given 1 question in which our current ASB officers have prepared for them to see how they think on their feet. Each response and question will have a max of 2 minutes.
Now, let's introduce our first presidential candidate, Greco Baca.
What? Where are they? What? Oh, there you guys are. Why? What are you guys doing in my... Never mind. But, now that I have you here, I want to tell you a little bit of something. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Greco Baca, and I'm your current junior class president. And I am running to be your Associate Student Body President, or ASB for short. I have been in leadership for the past 2 years as the class of 2026's sophomore and junior class president, and I've had a blast being in this program. It's such an amazing experience, and it's taught me a vast variety of skills. But before I get into the nitty-gritty of things, let me tell you a little bit about myself if you don't already know me. Ever since my freshman year, I have been in the band program, playing the alto and bari saxophone. I have learned and grown so much from being in this program, and it's the best decision I've ever made. I have made so many friends from the band program, and I've learned a lot of skills from it. I am also an athlete of the track and field team as a thrower since my sophomore year, even though I had to stop midway through the season due to an unexpected surgery. I am more than excited to start my first full season this year. Okay, now for the main stuff. Why am I running, and why do I think I'm going to be a good fit? Last year, I had the privilege of leading the committee that was responsible for organizing the Morph Dance, and was a huge success. As a member of the Morph Corps, I personally raised $500 in donations towards the more than $1,600 that was raised for the Riverside Community Outreach. This year, I've also been a part of the Winter Spirit Week and the Welcome Back committees, and I'm currently involved in making prom. I have gained so many skills in leadership, and I have become super organized with my events. I have become more comfortable with public speaking, and I have improved my ability to communicate with my team and my class. Communication is super important to me, and I want to keep that strong within my leadership team, but also strengthen it with the students. That is my main goal. I plan to send out as many ballots as we can so we can get as much feedback as we can. That way, we can improve our events for the future. I want the students to have the voice that they deserve, and I will be there to hear it.
As your current ASB president, I will be asking Greco his questions. Greco, choose a question at random. You are responsible for running all student council meetings and are trying to solidify your agenda and information for the meeting. But the flu has your treasurer, secretary, and sound technician out in the days leading up to the meeting. What do you do?
Good question. Okay, so if the flu has my treasurer and my secretary, I would first really want to just communicate with them at first. I would want to ask if they're okay, if you're able to come or not, and if they won't, I'll have them stay home. And if they're still able to work on stuff, I would have them finish their slides if needed to. If not, I would quickly fill in the senior class treasurer and secretary on what their job is and have them speak at the student council meeting. I would tell them what they need to finish. I will have them in touch with the ASB secretary and treasurer, and I'll just have them make sure they have everything finished in time for the student council meeting.
Now I will be asking Greco my question. As ASB president, you are the voice of all students. How will you make sure to involve all student voices?
I have thought about this a lot, and so one of my tactics is I want to put ballots out on Google Forms or Instagram stories, and I just want everyone's feedback on past events or current events that are happening so I can have information that I need for future events. And so that's one of the ways I want to communicate with the students more often. I also want to have maybe some sort of meeting every once in a while throughout the school month. So maybe the staff would set up some sort of meeting in the cafeteria or the theater, or so they can just spew out what they want to say about the school, what needs they want, or some stuff like that. So I pretty much find some sort of date so students can come by and talk about what they want changed in the school.
Thank you, Greco. Next, we will hear from our other ASB candidate, Aveline Moore.
I'm Aveline Moore, and I'm running to be your ASB president. My goal as ASB president is for you to look back and remember the good times and how good life was. But it's not just about having fun. I want to make sure your concerns are heard and your voice is not silenced. I also realize the responsibility that comes with being ASB president, and I am more than qualified because I have been serving on student government since my freshman year and ASB for 2 years. I'm committed to doing whatever it takes to make our school a safer and better place for everyone, and I will work tirelessly to make that vision a reality. Don't just take my word for it. Here's some words from my fellow classmates.
Aveline Moore planned 4 more drives for all of our dances, so I don't have to worry about my evil stepmother ripping up my dress.
Aveline saved me from a fiery plane crash. Thank you, Aveline. I was poor and dying, but then Aveline, she gave me $1 million. And now I'm not poor and dying.
Aveline gave me both of her kidneys when both of mine failed, and she performed the procedure herself.
Aveline's an amazing person. I saw her save 3 kittens and a dog from my house fire.
Aveline Moore, you should vote for her for 2025 ASB president because she helped me deliver my baby, and in my eyes, she's just a hero.
And I know you all stood with me as I led the protest that made an impact, fighting for our rights as students. My mission as your ASB president is to continue being the voice for every student looking for change. This election isn't just about me, it's about us. It's about our voices, our safety, and our future. Choose change. Choose me, Aveline Moore, to be your ASB president.
Aveline, please choose your question at random. In this position, you are in charge of running many of our assemblies. What are the important elements to any successful assembly and an assembly planning?
So to make a successful assembly, You first need to draw an outline. You want to figure out what to do in the assembly and also how much time you have. It's really important to fill the allotted time and also plan and prep games that are really fun and to have a lot of student participant. Without student participation, it's just kind of lame. And also make an assembly that is really fun and engaging, because without an engaging and fun assembly, students will be like, why am I here? And it'll be super lame.
Now I will ask Aveline my question. As ASB president, you are the voice of all students. How will you make sure to involve all student voices?
So first, I'm involved in a lot of activities from a wide range across the school. I know a lot of people as well in those activities, just making sure people are coming to me with their concerns and ideas. Without that, then there wouldn't really be much of an ASB president, because without having students come to you with questions and concerns, you really don't have a job to do. But just making sure that students know that you're there and are able to share your ideas and concerns with the faculty and with fellow peers.
Next, we're going to hear from our vice presidential candidate. Asking her questions is Claire Warlitz, our current ASB vice president.
Howdy, my name is Rye Roylance, and I really need your help. You see, I'm running for ASB Vice President, and I would really appreciate it if you voted for me. But before you vote for me, I should probably tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a junior, and I play the saxophone in wind ensemble and jazz band. I'm a track and field thrower, and I'm your current ASB sound tech. As sound tech, I've planned dances and assemblies, and I want your guys' help to make sure that next year's events are better than ever. When I'm ASB Vice President, I want to make sure that students are engaged in all the high school has to offer, because I want us to have fun while we're here. Hopefully I've managed to convince you to vote me for ASB Vice President, but if I haven't, maybe these people will.
Vote for Raya for ASB Vice President.
Vote for Raya!
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 And Raya, draw for your question. You have been named the chair of Homecoming Committee. Where do you start, and what is your process for making sure the event goes off without a hitch?
Okay, that's a good question. As I've been in committees this past year, what I found out works best is you can't take everything upon yourself. To be in a successful committee, you have to delegate to other people. So I would try to get a group of people working with me in the committee and make sure everybody knows specifically what their jobs are and that I know what my job is, and make sure that people know that they can come talk to me with their questions. And I will work, we need to make sure we have a set budget, that we're all on the same basis and on the same page in planning this and working together.
And now for my question. When you're announcing the daily bulletin, you work with the ASB president. What is your backup plan if the intercoms don't work, but you have to get a message out to the student body?
That's also a good question. What I would do is we need to utilize Parent Square, Student Square, that stuff. You can send out emails to the student body to get out messages to them, because every student has an email address here. And then post it on the Instagram, work with the ASB PR to get that out. And if necessary, depending on how urgent the announcement is, going around to classrooms, maybe during intervention, making sure that everybody can hear what needs to be heard.
Thank you. Thank you, Raya. And now we will be hearing from our ASB Secretary candidate, Lila Warlitz, and asking her questions will be our current ASB Secretary, Nick McCollum.
Hello, I'm Lila Warlitz, and I'm a junior running for ASB Secretary. I'm involved in the Self-Care Club and the Book Club, and I play percussion in the wind ensemble and cymbals in the drum line. When I'm not overrun with things, I play tennis in the spring. I've also served as class secretary for the past 2 years, which has given me great leadership experience. I'm running for ASB Secretary because my time in leadership has been awesome and has really helped me grow into a more confident person. Since I've been class secretary for the last 2 years, it felt like a natural next step to run for ASB Secretary. I have good note-taking and organization skills that will be useful for this role. You could also take organization to mean being able to find things, for example, in my room, which may or may not be a mess. I'm also comfortable communicating with people, both in person, most of the time, and over email, which will help with tasks like planning blood drives with the Red Cross. One thing I'd like to see continued and improved is making sure student voices are heard. I want to know what you like about the event's leadership plans, what you don't like, and what you'd like to see more or less of. I hope everyone feels comfortable sharing their thoughts with leadership because we're here to represent you. Thanks for considering me for ASB Secretary.
Okay, Lila, choose your question. Okay, you are in charge of attendance and taking notes at student council meetings, but before you could upload your final version of the minutes to the team drive, your computer crashed and the entire document is gone. What do you do?
Well, first, we normally do like voice recordings of the whole meeting, so I would probably just listen to that and write another set of notes before. Yeah, I just do that.
Okay, and your other question is, what challenges do you see coming up when planning the blood drives, and how will you overcome these challenges?
I've heard that communication isn't always the best when it comes to communicating between the people at the Red Cross. So probably just being really diligent about communicating with them and sending a lot of emails back and forth to make sure we both know exactly what's going on for the blood drive.
Thank you, Lila. Now we hear from our treasurer candidate. Asking her questions is current ASB Treasurer Michaela Hines.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the ASB election show hosted by yours truly, Addison Wells Callow. Today's special guest is you, the students of SHHS, to get some insider information. First up is the one, the only, Greco Baca, here from the leadership team to ask me a question.
We know you're running for ASB Treasurer, but who are you and why are you even running?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm a junior here at SHHS, and right now is my second year as part of the leadership team. I have one sister and 2 brothers, along with a dog, a cat, and 6 chickens. When I'm not playing card games with my friends, I'm involved in wind ensemble and concert band here at the high school. I also take music lessons outside of school, which has taught me the value of dedication and commitment. I'm passionate about making our school even better, and I'm here to make sure every dollar counts. Does that answer your question?
Oh yeah, now I really know who you are. Can I come in now?
Thank you so much, Greco, for your time. Next, we will be welcoming Raya Roylance from Track and Band to ask more.
Hey guys. I just want to know, what are you going to do to improve the school next year?
Another great question. It's almost like it's scripted. Long story short, I want to ensure that every decision I make, whether it's improving events or investing in resources, truly benefits everyone. I'm running to be your voice, making choices with you in mind. When I commit to something, I give it my all.
Now that's what I like to hear.
Thank you, Raya. Can I get a quick show of hands? Whoever has felt like school could use something a little more helpful to us? Like extra nap time? Well, I can't promise nap time, but I can promise that I will try my best to make this year about what you guys want to see. Whether it's your first year, your last year, or those 2 that drag on forever in between. So vote me, Addie Wells Callow. Let's make this year one to remember.
Addison, please draw one question at random. You have your choice to be on any committee for any leadership event in the winter. Which one do you want to be on, and how can you best contribute to this committee?
I think that out of the committees in the winter, I would want to be on the Winter Spirit Committee. And I think I could contribute to it because I was on it last year, and I think that can help me work out some of the problems we had this year, and also make all of our ideas that we weren't quite able to get done, improved.
Now, time for my question.
If you looked at your budget report and realized that you were $2,000 under or over budget, how would you respond?
I think if we were that much over budget or under budget, I would go for over budget, I would go through and make sure that there's no unnecessary spending happening and no mistakes in the budget that are adding up to wrong totals. If there's that much of a gap in the budget, I would try to see if that means we could either lower, when it comes to a dance, if we could lower ticket prices, or if there's anything else that we could add to the event to make it even better with the extra money.
Thank you.
Let's give a round of applause to our 2025 to 2026 ASB candidates. Also, a big thank you to our current election committee, Mrs. Freshner, Mr. Plowman, and our current ASB officers for their help in this process. Now, SHHS students, at the conclusion of this video, you'll receive a ballot from Mrs. Freshner via Student Square to vote for your next candidates. You have till Monday at 3 p.m. to cast your votes, and we will announce our entire team, including additional appointed ASB positions soon after.
If you are interested in joining leadership next year, you can still apply for a class officer position along with any of our vacant ASB positions.
Class officer applications are due April 2nd, and you can find the application information on Student Square. Thank you all for joining us. Good luck to our candidates and have a great rest of your day, Lions.